Hello, my name is Chelsea Sawowski, and today I am super excited to share with you the Diamond Collective project. And the first two books of this series are right here in this package from Amazon. I just picked it up today, and I am super excited to unbox it for you. And so how did this project start? How did it come to be? Well, when I was living in my last apartment, I had been channeling for a bit, and I started to become aware of these galactic beings. And so you may be aware of my first book, which is Channeling for Ascension 1, A Practical Guide to Heaven on Earth. And in this book, I channel my higher self, archangels, my spirit guides, soul family member, an energy that I met when I was in the forest, my fairy collective. All sorts of amazing beings came forward to co-create with me. And the interesting thing is, when I was channeling, I didn't have the intention to make a book. It just, that is how it all kind of came to be. And so in this book, you'll meet the first three beings and collectives in the Diamond Collective. And so the Diamond Collective is a group of 6 galactic beings and collectives, plus me, so a group of 7. And what it is it's a co-creation. So I obviously am allowing in the energy, and then I channel it, I verbally channel, and then I record it on my phone or on my computer. And so as I got to know these beings and collectives, you'll find more about them in the second Channeling for Ascension book. And the reason I bring up these 2 books is that they're really the foundational series to the Diamond Collective series. So you can think of it as all one big series, 2 mini-series in one, but it chronicles my growth, my path. And these 2 books are like guidebooks. They have intuitive summaries, they have questions to ask yourself and affirmations. And in these books, you actually get to know how I met these beings and collectives, how I see their energy, because I saw all their energy with my physical eyes, and how I felt their energy. And what was fascinating is that when I was living in my old place, I met all these beings and collectives. I saw their energies. They appeared to me literally every night. And so I was getting so curious about them. Like, I could feel them, and I could, get a little bit. But what I really was excited to do was to channel them and to see what information. So it was like they kind of prepared me for this Diamond Collective project over the span of like 6 months by appearing to me every night. Maybe not all of them every night, but at least one of them I got to see and interact with. And so again, I'm seeing energies for them, and they represent the Pleiadian star system. So there's a 5D Pleiadian being, a 7D Pleiadian being, and then a 7D Pleiadian collective, which is like a divine feminine collective. Of course, you can learn more about how I experience them in these ones. And then there's the 8D Urmah Collective, and then there's a 7D Andromedan being, and a 12D Sirian Being. So again, I was so interested to learn more. At my old place, I usually channeled kind of in the afternoon, sometimes in the morning if I was feeling it. But I really wanted to channel kind of first thing when I got up. But at that place, the walls were very thin and it was just not the right place. And what happened was I actually had a dream, and in the dream it was very clear to me to begin channeling every day. And I think maybe this dream happened after I moved, but basically I had moved and my new place was conducive to me being creative at any hour I want. And so I was so excited. So basically, since I moved in here, every single day I channeled these 6 groups for 7 months. And so what my process looked like is I would get up very early in the morning, kind of whenever spirit woke me up. And I would get up and I would move my body. I would get really grounded. I would go through a full-on chakra aligning, balancing, activation, and expansion. And then I would do an energetic cleanse. And then after all that, I would tune in to spirit and see which being or collective I was to channel that day. Once I knew who I was going to channel that day, I opened up my audio software and I actually record the message. And after every single message, I mastered the message for a podcast. So the Diamond Collective originally started as a subscription-only podcast with a few samples here and there. You can listen to them on my Patreon or of course on YouTube, the ones that are there. But it was a subscription only. And I was, as I was going, I was just trusting spirit. I didn't really know. All I knew is that channeling felt so good and I had so much clarity and so much peace when I would transcribe these messages and I would see what came through. It was nothing short of life-changing. My life has changed. I can't even explain the growth I've made, the spiritual growth on my journey, thanks to this project. And so every day I did this without fail. No matter what I was doing in the day, this happened. And then with every message, I also had recorded a heart chakra activation sound for the beginning, which is to, number one, assist us with coming back to our heart, coming back to our home. And secondly, to allow in the message in the way that can help us the most. Because sometimes when we take something in through our mind, depending on the various distortions and conditioning, we may not get it in its purest form. And so it's to really bring you back to your heart so you can allow in the message in its purest form, and so you can really hear whatever is meant for you in that moment. And I say that because even me as the channeler, every time I reread these or re-listen to them, new things pop out to me. And so it's like the resource expands as we expand. It's phenomenal. And I had no idea this was even possible. I didn't even know channeling was a thing until a few years ago. So it's quite all new to me. So it's quite exciting to be co-creating in this way, just because it feels so right and it's helped me so much. And yeah, so I recorded these messages for this subscription-only podcast, but then there came a time when I just was feeling like I was getting these signals to slow down on different things. And eventually came a day where I realized, oh my gosh, this is the last channeled message. And after that, then I was guided to take down the podcast. And I realized I had channeled these like hundreds of messages for this Diamond Collective project, and the channeling part had been complete, and now was the part to put it all together in a book series. And the reason why I was guided to spend all that time with the audio and recording it and mastering it and adding the activations and all of that was that each book would have an audio companion. So this is not an audio book. It's not a regurgitation of what is in the book. It's actually the original channeled messages carrying the energy of each being, of each message. And a lot of the messages do contain activations. And so if you are feeling your chakras, you will likely feel different things as you listen to different messages. And there's all sorts of amazing energetic activations, upgrades, purifications in these audio messages. And so how it is that it's a book series with the audio companion, and they're both standalone. So if you're a book person, you say, I just feel like the book, you go for the book. If you're an audio person, you say, I really want to hear it. You know, you like podcasts, I want to feel the energy, I want the activations, you go for that one. And then if you're guided to use both, where you can read and listen to it at the same time, the original channeled message, and have the activations. And then the bonus part of the books is that every message has an intuitive summary that I've written, and it includes tons of personal examples from my life to tie the messages together. And something that never ceases to amaze me is the synchronicities and how even the intuitive summaries flow into the channeled messages. It is nothing short of magical to me. Of course, I know that it's vibrational and it's showing me I'm in my flow. But like I said, this stuff is relatively new to me, and so it is so exciting like that. And it also lets me know I'm on the right path, and it's like very encouraging as the one putting this together, because it is a new thing for me. But what's beautiful about that, and I feel the reason why I have been guided to do this project, is that it's extremely helpful for people who are in the spot that I was in. So when you are awakening and you're starting to learn these concepts, it's one thing to learn the concept, but how are they actually put into practice? What are real experiences? What are practical tools, techniques, perspectives? And I share visions in the books and everything I can that I have learned to pass on to you to assist you. And so what this book series is all about is coming home to our true self, which is really who we are all along. So it really is letting go of everything that is not us. So in a nutshell, we are love, and everything that is not us is basically fearful, it's conditioning, it's beliefs, it's programs. But all these kind of programs and conditionings and illusions, delusions, it all has this fear element. So it's basically letting go of this. And when I say fear, it's not like a fear of spiders or something. I'm talking about very subtle fears and like subconscious things and stuff, so that these beliefs, these programs that are passed on from generation to generation, and what we are born into and what we have taken on as a challenge. And the more of these we let go of, the more we embody our true self, our higher self. We can think of it as our divine essence. And then life just becomes more peaceful, more joyful, more abundant, more free, more creative, more presence, more gratitude. All of these loving emotions are just become just our normal and natural way, and that is really who we are. And so this book series is a guide, a blueprint, a manual to come home to ourselves so that we can live heaven on earth, so we can enjoy our time on earth to the absolute fullest, so that we can live our potential, so that we can live our dreams, so that we can have so much fun here and we can enjoy it, enjoy every little moment. And so yeah, it's that's what it's all about. It's about, coming back to who we are, and that is unconditional love. And so with that, I am going to do this unboxing. So the first 2 books of the Diamond Collective series, their audio companions are already posted. So they are already ready for iTunes. So they already have the album art, the metadata. You just download the zip file, and there'll be links in the description, of course. And then you can have that open to follow along with the book. If you are guided to do that way, of course. Like I said earlier, you can use both of these as standalone or together. Okay, this tape is pretty secure. I want to be a little careful here because I don't want to cut into anything. Okay. Okay. Oh, it came out perfectly too. So this one is Diamond Collective Volume 1. Wow. Came out perfectly. Wow. There's a little one on the spine. And now Volume 2. The little 2. So yeah, with these, there's 1 and 2, and you may see these little symbols, and they each represent one of the beings. So, and this was intentional. The symbols and each being in collective agreed to their symbol. They all approved it, so that was important for me. And it was also intentional on the order that they show up here. So this is the 7D Pleiadian Collective, the 5D Pleiadian from Alcyone, 7D Pleiadian, who really has like a royalty kind of vibe, very wise, the 8D Urmah Collective, 7D Andromedan Being, and the 12D Sirian Being. So yeah, and this one is the original book. I just felt drawn to do it in this color scheme and to have them as purple. And this representing basically enlightenment and what this whole book series is designed to do, because we are light. And it's just sloughing off this, we could call it darkness. To me, darkness is just fear. And the whole idea of the Diamond Collective actually came from a message channeled from my soul family, which is in the original book. And the message is called "You Are a Diamond," and it talks about how every single human being is a diamond, and we come to this planet, and the diamond is our divine essence within, and we come to this planet, and it's all this distortion, all of this fear, all this darkness, all this density. And the Diamond Collective is when we realize we are that diamond inside, that we are the light. And then we start to slough off these programmings, these beliefs, these conditionings. And the more we do, the more we shine. And it's just the most beautiful analogy, and it all came together for this. And then book 2, you may notice it's kind of a reddish color, and that was intentional, of course, as well. And that is because it's very grounding you into the reality. It's really raw examples in this one. There's raw and great personal examples in literally all of my books, but there's some kind of raw element to volume 2. And whenever I think of my team and these symbols, it's just this beautiful golden yellow. It's basically light I see, and so yeah, that really felt good to do that for the second book. And for both of these books, like I said, they have intuitive summaries for every message, as well as an affirmation. And in the original Channeling for Ascension series, these ones, the affirmation is "I choose." So we're learning to choose, to be intentional. And then as we move into the Diamond Collective series, the affirmation are "I am." And this is when we're in our power. And then I have a feeling, we'll see what happens, but the affirmation could change as we go through the series. But yeah, so I just was so excited to see these books and to see how great they turned out, how great a job that the printers did. And of course, these are all available on Amazon. And I can show you kind of how they are. And every single chapter has the symbol of the being. If you're like me, you're very visual, and so that really helps. And yeah, and there's the affirmation, and of course different quotes popping up. So yeah, they're really easy to read, really practical. And how I would suggest is starting with one message and then integrating that and then moving on to the next one in whatever time is right for you. And these books, like I've mentioned in the books, like every time I reread the message, I'm learning new things and I'm anchoring in these perspectives, and it's really helping me. So I feel like this resource is something we can return to every few months or every year, and we'll continue to learn from it. So it's just amazing to me. So yeah, these are all the series, and yeah, I'm just so excited and thankful to be a part of this and to share this with you today. And I'll also, of course, put the link to get the new Diamond Collective books. And I would suggest reading them in order, and starting with the Channeling for Ascension series to really get the most out of it, because again, it's chronicling my growth, and so every message, they're all reinforcing and building on each other and expanding. So it really does help to read them in order. And yeah, these two are the newest ones, and yeah, it's so exciting, and I'm just so excited for the next one already too. So, but yeah, I was guided to wait to order the first one until I was done the second one, and it was really tough to listen to that guidance because I wanted to see it so bad. But now I know why, because it just made sense, and so many things happened, and so yeah, now you know what the Diamond Collective project is all about, how it came to be, what I'm working from, and of course with all of my books, I'm guided on which ones to include. And they are all in chronicle order of when they're channeled. So they're all divinely curated collections of messages. And the way they flow together, again, is just nothing short of mind-blowing. It's something I can't take credit for that, and nor would I want to. I just think it's so beautiful that I get to co-create with these beings in this way, and then I get to share it with you. And I just love to be of service in this way and to share my journey and every single thing that I've found, all the tools and techniques that have helped me, to pass them along to you. And again, you can read these on Amazon through the Kindle Unlimited. If you have that, you can read them right away. And if not, you can purchase the Kindle version or the paperback, whichever floats your boat, whichever feels good. And also those audio companions are available for them. Let's just look at the spine one more time. That's so cool. All right, well, I will leave you with that, and I am going to send you so much love today, and thank you for checking this out. And if it resonates, all the links will be down in the description box below. And if you're curious of some samples, there's some on this YouTube channel, as well as on my Patreon is where the audio companions are. So yeah, as always, have a wonderful day on your journey, and we'll talk to you soon. Much love.